Alright, so I meant to make a video about this sooner, but I've just been busy. So anyways, I got a little 89 Toyota pickup truck here. It's my little pickup, no biggie. And doing another 2J swap. And on this one I decided I'd cut the firewall and recessed it about 2 or 3 inches, and that let me set the motor back far enough to have plenty of room up in the front here for a super damper and a Griffin radiator. And it all fits under what would have been the factory radiator support, but I went and got a new one and cut it up, and so now it's removable. But the radiator still fits under it, so does all the factory hood latch and everything like that. And I made a little support bar, so it's not just on these 4 bolts holding the radiator support in. I was also able to get a monster intercooler. It's actually bolted to the bumper there, but I got a big old intercooler in this thing, and it also sits under the bumper and fits under the valance. Once I put that back on, I've kind of just been waiting on parts to come in. And so I made motor mounts for this. Let me see if I can get in here. Kind of hard to see. Nothing too fancy. It's all just 1/4-inch plate, and I got these big gnarly vibration isolation mounts from McMaster Car. Actually, they were only about 14 bucks a piece, and it seems like it makes a pretty nice heavy-duty motor mount. And see, I got the intake plenum here. I'm on a GE non-vvti lower intake, and I had my buddy Dennis weld that together, ported it so it all matches, and had him weld that. VQ45 throttle body. It's a big old monster, and should do fine. It's about 3.5 inches. All the intercooler piping is 3-inch, and then the turbo outlet, this is a 6262 from Drift Motion. The turbo outlet is 2.5 inches, so it all kind of scales up, but it should be fine. I'm not chasing any crazy monster numbers here. And yeah, a little precision wastegate down there, 3-inch downpipe. I still haven't made that yet, but got to get after it here. This truck has my rack and pinion kit in it. There you can see the outer tie rod and bump steer kit. Get a little better shot of that so you can see all the clearance. Bump steer kit, no big deal. Here's the rack. Plenty of room between the oil pan and the rack itself. It's set back far enough, but even if this wasn't set back, it would clear just fine. So yeah, that's pretty much the short and skinny on the rack right there. Bolts in, easy peasy. Steering shaft clears fine. You can see it coming out of the firewall. Plenty of room down there. And yeah, everything fits pretty well so far. Come inside here, I had most of the interior out of it. And again, I made a whole tunnel. I didn't really have to do this. I did this because I wanted to do this. I wanted this truck to be really easy to work on and be able to remove the transmission without having to pull the engine and tranny. A lot of times engine swaps are like that. They're just, you got to pull the entire drivetrain to replace a seal or something, and I didn't want to have to do that. So yeah, just waiting on the computer right now, waiting on a couple other parts from Drift Motion, and then should be buttoning this thing up here pretty soon and making a little tire smoke. Should be pretty fun. I got my, pardon the bed full of parts here, but here's the fuel cell. Still waiting on fittings and stuff. It's all -6 PTFE stuff, and then yeah, just wiring and gauges, waiting on parts and doing the thing. Slowly but surely, she's getting there. Make another video when it's all done, and feel free to ask any questions. I'm happy to answer them.